What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. With this video, we are jumping into Task Force Z, issue number 8. If you have not been keeping up with this series, be sure to check out the link in my description, as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything going on with this run. We last left off with Two-Face, Red Hood, and their little group, their Task Force Z. They no longer have any support from Amanda Waller now that she has gone to Earth 3. They are completely on their own, and now they are out of Lazarus resin. They have the ability to synthesize it, but they need more of it to do so. The last remaining vial that Red Hood knows about, he had given to Batman, and so now they have to break into Batman's place and hope that they can get this so they can complete their mission. Be sure to buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we pick up with this issue, first off I have to say, this one is a ton of freaking fun. I am thoroughly enjoying this series so far, but this one is probably the best issue so far. Now this story starts us off with a mostly empty Gotham street. We have an armored truck that runs into a semi, and out of the back of this truck, we have Two-Face, Grundy, and the others. They come piling out, and they are causing chaos. Across town, we have Red Hood waiting outside the entrance of the new Batcave. Getting this alert, Batman is on the move. With him leaving his new Batcave, this gives Red Hood the opportunity to slip in, steal that Lazarus resin, and get out completely unnoticed. But once he gets inside here, he quickly realizes that he's not alone. Oracle is sitting right here at the computer desk. Obviously, he's caught, and so he has to try to make up a ploy. Thinking quick on the spot, he lets it be known that he has been working undercover on an operation with Batman. Of course, Babs, she already knows about this. She also knows that Batman had told him that he needs to come in from undercover, and that he rejected that he was going to continue to work with them. He is learning very quickly that Barbara, she's got his number, trying to figure out what play Jason is getting at. We see the mental jousting continue. Meanwhile, over at Powers International, we have one of the doctors coming in to observe Bloom do his experimentation. Right now, working on Man-Bat, he is trying to bring him back to his regular form. But Bloom also wants to know what the other secrets Powers are hiding here. This doctor has been working here for decades. So if anybody were to have this information, it would definitely be this doctor. Bloom seems to know and be one step ahead of everybody else. He seems to know something that we don't know. Whatever Powers International is hiding, he wants to get a hold of it. And so while he tries to dig this information out of the doctor, we are taken back with Babs and Jason. And while the conversation, it goes relatively well for the most part, Barbara really comes off as more condescending, almost as if she is talking down to him. Barbara trying to apologize. This is working right into Jason's plan, because the truth is Jason needs to get to a certain part of the Batcave and get that vial without her noticing. Now he tells her that he is just here for a communicator, a way of getting in contact with Batman, because the last discussion they had, he had broke his in his anger. Barbara, not wanting Jason to close himself off from this conversation, she says that she will go get a communicator. This gives him the prime opportunity to snag it. While she is gone, Jason makes his getaway. She does catch up with him, trying to figure out why he left without the communicator. He tries to apologize and say that he'll come back when Batman is here, but at this point, they're already a little bit suspicious. And that's where we have the arrival of Dick Grayson, sitting on a fire escape asking Jason if they can have a talk. Meanwhile, we have Grundy, who is just making his way through all of these SWAT members. Of course, this is all a distraction. They had to get Batman out of the Batcave. Wasting no time, this is where we see the Batmobile pulling up. And at this point, they can only hope that Jason was able to get his job done. Because now that Batman is here, they have to make their escape without being captured. While they try to figure this out, Nightwing and Red Hood are having a conversation. At this point, Nightwing already knows everything that is going on. With the undercover operation, all of it. He is trying to figure out why Jason hasn't come back in yet. Why he is still working with this criminal element. He really does try to deflect, to try and throw Nightwing off of this. But the truth is, Nightwing, he isn't biting. He knows for a fact that Lazarus resin is in his pouch. Believing that it's a little bit cliche if the two of them fought. This could easily be solved if Jason would just come back to the Batcave and talk to Batman. Unwilling to do so, Jason throws the first punch, knocking Dick right on his face. We see the fight of brothers begin, but Nightwing, he didn't come alone. Having Tim Drake and Cass by his side, he finds himself completely outnumbered. The Bat family trying to bring him in. We pick back up with Two-Face and Batman. While he is doing everything he can to slow Grundy down, they get the opportunity and they use it to blow up the Batmobile. Now we know this is all distraction. They just need to keep Batman busy until Red Hood can get free. Red Hood currently is still dealing with a lot. Tim, Cass, and Dick are all just giving it to him. In the midst of this fight, he accidentally runs into an old lady with groceries. Both Nightwing and Red Hood, they help her up to her feet, and they tell her that she needs to get out of this area. Once the civilian is clear of them, the fight picks up again, as Red Hood electrocutes Cass. He takes his crowbar and he breaks the freaking nose of Tim Drake. We are seeing that Red Hood is not playing around. On the other side of town, we have Two-Face and Task Force Z making their getaway, just barely able to escape Batman. They're trying to get in communication with Red Hood. Batman trying to get in communication with Dick Grayson and see if they have got Red Hood in custody. Unfortunately, they do not. He is putting up one heck of a fight. This fight leading all the way down into the subway. And we see that Red Hood is holding his freaking own, knocking Nightwing, almost throwing him into the rails. But Red Hood grabs him right before a train comes and just knocks him. The truth is, he's not trying to kill anybody. He may be hurting them, but at the end of the day, he doesn't want anybody dead. He just needs to get out of this situation. But in saving Dick Grayson, we see Nightwing get a cheap shot in, giving an uppercut to Red Hood. He falls down to the ground, letting him know that this fight is over, that you have lost. Hand over the Lazarus resin. The thing is, Red Hood, he doesn't have the Lazarus resin. It is confirmed that he did take it out of the Batcave, but they are trying to figure out at what point did he ditch it. If he did all of this to try and grab that resin, why would he just ditch it on the side of the street? Cass is the one that puts it together. The woman with groceries. The one that Red Hood had bumped into. She was working with Red Hood. This was all a ploy from the very beginning. Red Hood knew that the Bat family would be coming for him. He knew that Batman would call in the backup. And so because of this, he ensured there's a way that resin got back to the laboratory before Batman and the others could catch up with them, and asking them, what are you guys going to do with all of the information that I have already given you? At the end of the day, all of you follow Batman so blindly. But the truth is, Batman makes mistakes. And in this case, Red Hood fully believes that that is what is happening. The stuff going on with Powers International, everything that they're involved in, the things that they have always been involved in, there is something super shady going on. And while Batman may not want to get to the bottom of it, he may not believe everything that Red Hood is saying, Jason is going to make sure that Powers International is brought down. All of this has been happening right under their noses for far too long. But he knew that Batman didn't trust him. They haven't had confidence in Red Hood for quite some time. And so since the Bat family wasn't willing to trust him, he made a deal with people he usually wouldn't make a deal with. all in an effort to bring down Powers International. Batman arriving on scene to the laboratory, recognizing that he is already too late. They have already cleaned out the lab and made their escape. Nightwing getting in communication with Batman as they share information, as one of these trains come flying by them. With all of the noise, all of the commotion, all of the chaos, Jason Todd is able to slip away. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Like I said, this is probably my favorite issue so far. And that's because Red Hood, he played them. He knew exactly what Batman would do. He knew that he would call in Dick and the others. They played right into his freaking play. This went down so freaking smoothly. Like, definitely Red Hood, he gets his flowers for this day. Because this day, he tricked all of them. Got away with the Lazarus resin. Now they can be able to get their team back up to 100%. They can go after Powers International. And like Jason told them, at the end of the day, once this is all said and done, we can grab the scorecards, we can tally it all up, and we can see who was right in all of this. But it was beautifully done, very well written, absolutely phenomenal. I cannot wait for the next issue. I really wasn't expecting much of this series once we got into it, but now that we are this far into it, man, have they really knocked it out of the park with this series. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by hitting the super thanks button. This button will let you donate directly to the channel, and every little bit helps us out. Now, if you can't do that, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.